We present StoryMakAR, an augmented reality storytelling toolkit that combines physical construction, electronics, and an augmented reality environment designed to merge physical and virtual content into a unique storytelling experience. We developed an end-to-end system that gives young students the ability to design, build, and play with a customized device by using various recycled materials or a pre-made device from our structured toolkit, electronics toolkit, and an AR core-enabled cell phone to help users or story makers bring their own stories to life. Students can choose between two different storytelling modes, default story mode and custom story mode. We use an event-based storytelling approach where each event contains information for one of three interaction methods: virtual-physical, virtual-virtual, and physical-physical. If a student wants to create a story by using our default story template, they can choose between three different story devices from our structured toolkit. Our electronics toolkit contains a maker board and several sub-devices. The maker board connects to each of the sub-devices through its 2, 3, and 4 pin connection ports. The maker board can receive input from sensory sub-devices and send output commands to actuator sub-devices. Once the user has finalized their events, the phone automatically pairs to the story devices. The user goes through a short setup process that allows them to assign each maker board a device type and select the pins into which they have plugged their sub-devices. They can build any of these devices for their story and choose between several different character interactions in order to bring their story to life. First, we have Device Maker. Device Maker is a visual code editor based on Google's Blockly programming environment. After designing and building their own devices, students can program them by dragging and dropping blocks of code and building their own functions. Device Maker automatically generates the Arduino code needed to control the devices. Once the code for their device is complete, they can directly upload it to the maker board through our over-the-air Wi-Fi updating process. The students can even reprogram our pre-designed devices for even more control over their story. Once the students have programmed all their devices, they can open our next application, Event Maker. Event Maker is a phone-based application that students can use to generate their own events for their story. Each event has the following attributes. The event name is a short description of the event that the student wants to occur. The subject is the character or device that the user controls. Users can choose between any of 4 characters or from a list of devices. If a virtual character is chosen, users can select an animation for the character to perform during the interaction. If a physical device is chosen, the list of functions that they programmed will be available for them to select. The target is the character or device that performs an action when the subject interacts with it. Again, users can choose between our characters or from a list of devices. Lastly, users can choose the type of user interface they want to use to control their subject. The joystick is used to control all virtual characters. The directional pad is used to control all devices with wheels. The slider is used for fine control over the servo motors. The toggle is used to switch between 2 different functions on a device. And the action button is used to start autonomous functions. Users can create as many events as they need for their story. Now, it's time to set up the story. By selecting Custom, the user can browse for and select their custom events. After the user confirms their events, the phone automatically pairs to the story devices. The user goes through a short setup process that allows them to generate a map of the environment, place their devices in the scene, and place their characters in the scene. By tapping through the Events button at the top of the screen, the user can select the interactions that occur between their virtual and physical content. Let's see what kind of stories our students can create.
Our woman who's over here accuses Thomas of espionage against the U.S. government. She's gonna walk over to Thomas.
Yarn Boy's grandfather's idea for water bottle rockets that would fly, yes. And he then killed Yarn Boy's grandfather to cover up the conspiracy. And so Yarn Boy is the only one that knows about this, and he has.
This is StoryMakAR. bringing stories to life with an augmented reality and physical prototyping toolkit for children. What kind of stories would you make?